I'm going to continue discussing the love chapter here. And now we're on to another attribute of love, as Paul puts it. And he says, love is not jealous. Well, actually, the Greek word there, which is used for the word jealous, really means it doesn't envy or it doesn't covet. You know, the words envy and jealous are kind of opposite, or they kind of mean the same thing, but yet different. Envy is when we want something that somebody else has, and jealous is when we're afraid somebody else is going to get what we have. Kind of the same feeling. Well, love does not covet. That is, it doesn't want what other people have. Love is content, happy with what we have. There's a slogan out there that says love isn't getting everything that you have, but it's being content with what you already have. Well, we know that wanting what other people have is, like they say, trying to keep up with the Joneses. Well, the people across the street, they buy a new boat, and then I need a new boat. They get a new car, I need a new car. You know, and their daughter has a great big birthday party, and my kid needs a great big birthday party. You know, and that is not love, and that is what Paul is getting at. Love is not jealous, or love is not coveting. It doesn't want what other people have, but it's content with what I have. You know, envy is one of these sins, you know, that we call it, that really doesn't bring happiness. A lot of sins bring a temporary happiness, and then afterwards we pay for that. But envy doesn't even bring that temporary happiness. When we envy what other people have, the neighbor comes home with a brand new boat, and we start envying that, that doesn't give us any happiness whatsoever. And yet, we're prone to do that. But love doesn't do that. That's not what love is. Love actually shares in the happiness. And so if our neighbor comes home with a brand new boat, we're happy for him. Wow, that's great. Great that you were able to get a new boat. Yeah, and we actually feel happy. It's not just something that we're making up and pretending. But that's when our heart is full of love, that's how we react to other people getting good things like that. Well, you know, envy, coveting, can also covet relationships. That's right. You know, say we're not real happy in our relationship. Let's just use an example that maybe our spouse has a mental illness. And it's a burden. You know, we love our spouse, but the fact is that it is a burden. Or maybe they have some physical illness, and we wind up having to take care of them. And sometimes we get tired. You know, we love them, but it is wearing on us. And then we have friends that we see, oh, they just have a wonderful relationship, no problems. They interact with each other. They just, you know, like two puzzle pieces that fit right together. And we become envious of that relationship. That is not love. And this is what Paul is talking about here, where he says love is not jealous. We don't get envious of the good things that our friends or our neighbors have. We share their joy with them, but we don't become envious, and we don't want what they want. You know, a crazy thing that happens to us too often in this society is we'll actually covet things that aren't real. And that is, like, we'll watch a television show, and there will be a relationship in the television show that is completely made up. It's fictitious. And we covet that relationship. We say, why doesn't my wife treat me that way, or my husband treat me that way? Why don't my children respond to me the way the children in this TV show respond to their parents? Well, it's not real. It's fictitious. And yet we are prone to become envious of the fictitious. And so we need to bear that in mind when we're watching movies and plays and television shows, that's all made up. That's La La Land. It doesn't exist. We can also covet positions of power and influence. maybe somebody at church gets a position in the ministry, maybe a Sabbath school teacher or a Cub Scout leader or something like that, and we become envious of that. Again, we need to be happy for them. We need to be happy for them. And if we want a position like that, we should take the attitude of a servant and go to them and say, is there any way I can help you? If we wanted to be the children's Sabbath school teacher or Sunday school teacher, and we didn't get that position, maybe we can go and say, how can I help you? I'm here to help. Love is always content with what it has. And it can be a struggle, I know that. But sometimes we just have to pray about these things and ask God to give us a heart of contentment.